Have you ever just looked at your dog, really looked at them, and thought, how on earth did you come from a wolf? It's an absolutely incredible story, a 15,000-year-old mystery that happened right alongside us. So let's dive into that journey. I mean, just look at this. On one side, you have the gray wolf, a pure, wild predator built for the hunt. And on the other, our best friend, an animal that seems perfectly built for us. Thousands of years stand between them, but their DNA is practically identical. So how did a hunter become a hugger? Well, that is the puzzle we are going to solve today. Yeah, this is the big question, isn't it? How do you get from this wary, fierce animal to a devoted partner who sleeps at the foot of your bed? The answer, it turns out, is a really surprising mix of survival, some fascinating science, and maybe a little bit of accidental genius from our ancestors. Okay, let's rewind the clock way back, thousands and thousands of years ago. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors were not looking for a pet, not at all. They were just trying to survive, but in the shadows of their campfires, this long, slow dance of coevolution with the ancient wolf was just getting started. So how did it even begin? Well, scientists have a couple of big ideas. One theory is pretty straightforward. Humans went out, captured wolf pups, and raised them, picking the calmest ones to keep over generations. But the other theory, which is gaining a lot of traction, is called self-domestication. The idea is that the boldest, least fearful wolves figured out that, hey, human camps mean leftovers. So over time, these animals basically chose themselves for tameness, creating this population of proto-dogs hanging around on the edge of our world. Now, as these animals got tamer, something truly remarkable started to happen. Scientists call it domestication syndrome. And it's this whole package of traits that just shows up again and again in all sorts of domesticated animals. Pigs, foxes, you name it. We're talking about stuff like spotted coats, floppy ears, shorter snouts, and staying curious and playful like a puppy even as an adult. But why? Why would picking for just one trait, friendliness, change so much else about them? Well, the leading explanation is just incredible. It's called the neural crest hypothesis. So when an animal is just an embryo, there's this group of cells, the neural crest, that acts like a master architect. It builds everything from ear cartilage and skin color to parts of the adrenal glands, which, control the fight or flight response. By choosing the friendliest wolves, our ancestors were, without even knowing it, selecting for animals with slightly different neural crest cells. And that one simple choice created this massive domino effect, giving us the floppy ears, wagging tails, and spotted coats we know and love today. And we know this theory is solid because of an absolutely amazing experiment. Back in 1959, a Soviet scientist named Dmitry Belyaev started breeding silver foxes. The only thing he selected for was tameness. That's it. And guess what happened? In just a few generations, the foxes not only became super friendly and wanted to be around people, but they started to get spotted coats, curly tails, and floppy ears. They literally started to look and act a whole lot more like dogs. It was just stunning proof that choosing for behavior can totally reshape an animal's body. All right, so we have the biology. Now let's see how this incredible accident blossomed into a partnership that took over the world. Once dogs were in our lives, they became absolutely essential, weaving themselves into the very fabric of human history. And this partnership is ancient. We have archaeological sites, like a 14,000-year-old burial in Germany, that show dogs were buried with honors, just like family members, from the very beginning. Then you look at ancient Egypt, where they were sacred, connected to gods like Anubis. The Romans, they used them as fierce war dogs and loyal guards. And by the Middle Ages, if you were a noble, owning a certain type of dog was a huge status symbol. But maybe their most important early job, the role that really cemented the bond, was hunting partner. Just look at this ancient rock art. For early humans, having a dog with its incredible sense of smell and its stamina was a total game changer. It could be in the difference between eating and starving. This wasn't just practical. It forged a deep bond of trust and reliance that really defines our relationship to this day. And as our societies got more complex, the jobs we gave our dogs got more complex too. You name it, there was a dog for it. Hunting partners, flock guardians, protectors of the home, symbols of the gods, and companions for the rich and powerful. Whatever we needed, we found a way to shape our canine friends to help us get it done. It's just a testament to how adaptable they are. Okay, this brings us to a much more recent and frankly kind of explosive period in the dog story. For most of history, like we said, dogs were bred for what they could do, but that was all about to change in a really dramatic way, leading to the crazy diversity we see today. The 19th century, that was the big turning point. You have the rise of a middle class with more free time, and this Victorian obsession with classifying and organizing everything. This led to the very first dog shows and kennel clubs, and all of a sudden, the focus shifted from what a dog could do to what a dog looked like. The whole idea of a pure breed with a strict physical standard was basically invented, and it kicked off this unprecedented boom in breeding. And this slide right here shows just how wild those changes got. So this chart maps out skull shapes. Over on the right, you can see wolves and ancient dogs are all kind of clustered together. Their heads are pretty similar. But now look to the left. Those are modern dog breeds, and they are scattered all over the place. Human selection has pushed their bodies to the absolute limit, creating more variety in shape and size than in any other land mammal on the planet. It's truly wild. And to see this process in action, just look at the Dogo Argentino. This isn't some breed that's been around forever. No, it was deliberately created in the 1920s. Two grutters in Argentina had a mission. They wanted a dog that was powerful and brave enough to hunt wild boar. So they systematically combined different breeds to get the exact traits they wanted: strength, loyalty, courage. It's a perfect modern example of how humans can literally design a dog from the ground up. And the result of all this history, especially that Victorian breeding frenzy, it's the staggering diversity we have now. I mean, from a tiny little Chihuahua to a massive Great Dane, there are now around 400 officially recognized breeds in the world. Each one is basically a living sculpture shaped by human history. But this whole story isn't just about jobs and breeds. Not really. Now we're going to get into the science of the bond itself, that deep chemical connection that makes this relationship so unique in the animal kingdom. This quote here just nails it, doesn't it? This isn't just a relationship of convenience. It's a deep, emotional, and psychological connection that's been evolving for thousands of years, and science is finally showing us just how it works on a chemical level. And the key to it all seems to be one little hormone, oxytocin. People call it the love hormone or the cuddle chemical. It's what helps mothers bond with their babies. And get this, studies have found that when you and your dog just gaze into each other's eyes, both of your brains get a big surge of oxytocin. This creates this amazing positive feedback loop of affection and trust. It's a chemical reaction that cements the bond. We are, quite literally, hardwired to love our dogs. And that chemical bond? It has real, tangible health benefits for us. I mean, the science is clear. Study after study shows that dog owners have lower stress, lower blood pressure, they get more exercise, obviously. And just the simple act of caring for another living thing is a powerful defense against loneliness and depression. And you can actually see the effect happening in real time. This chart shows what happens to cortisol. That's our main stress hormone, after just 15 minutes of petting a dog. That steep drop isn't just a feeling. It's a real physiological change happening in your body. It's simple, powerful therapy that dog owners get to experience every single day. So, from a chance encounter around a campfire to a scientifically proven chemical bond, the story of the dog is, in so many ways, our story. We didn't just tame them, they kind of tamed us too, teaching us about loyalty and partnership. It has been an incredible journey, which really just leaves us with one final question to think about. As our world keeps changing, how will our oldest friendship in the world evolve next?